Hey guys, it's me, Elliot, with Coin A Geek. If I sound a little bit under the weather, it's because I'm dealing with a bad headache. I just want to let you know that I am starting a journey that I have never really attempted before as an adult, and that is to completely quit caffeine. So, real briefly, there isn't going to be any fancy editing on this, I don't think. This is just going to be me talking about my reasons for doing such a thing. First of all, I don't believe there's anything wrong with drinking caffeine. I'm not becoming Mormon. I think caffeine is fine in moderation. However, over the last couple weeks in particular, I have really been struggling with heart palpitations, which I can only kind of attribute to anxiety. And truthfully, I don't really completely understand anxiety or when it happens or why it happens. I know that it's related to stress, and sometimes it feels like it's being triggered by something that's happening immediately or something that's in the back of my mind. And sometimes it just feels like it comes out of nowhere. So I've had like these weird like heart palpitations lately, just kind of on and off beating of my heart. Well, it never stopped. I shouldn't say off. I'd probably be dead by now. But what felt like on and off really hard heartbeats. And so I don't know if anybody here who's listening to this can relate or has had it before. If you have anxiety or a panic attack or something similar, it's like feels like your heart is skipping a beat, and it's a really freaky feeling. It's kind of like you do this thing where you're like, and it kind of just comes out of nowhere. Well, I've been struggling with that the last couple of weeks, and the last time I had that occur was actually over a year ago, right before I was getting married, and there was a lot going on in my life at that time. Right now, I just so happen to be looking for a home, and just with COVID and everything else, with work kind of being a little bit slower, well, quite a bit slower, there's a lot to think about. So I think part of it is related to the stress that's on my mind. Anyway, getting back to what I was saying, I've been struggling with some of these feelings and had really had some strong heartbeats occurring on Sunday in church. And it was aggravated by the fact, I believe, that I was drinking a decent amount of caffeine. And so I know that caffeine can accelerate your heart rate. That's what it does. It's a stimulant. And so in the middle of service, I just had a couple really scary moments where I was like, oh my goodness, am I going to pass out? Is something bad going to happen? And so I got up and I walked around. Thankfully, there's some nurses that go to my church. And so I talked to them, and they kind of reassured me that it probably wasn't anything like super serious, but it was related to anxiety or something along, pretty much what I just described. So all that's being said is here I am. This is now day 2. Yesterday was my first day off of it, and this is day 2 of being off caffeine. I just said to myself, you know what? I got to start changing a few things. I got to start focusing more on getting good sleep and not relying upon caffeine to get me through the day. And, I think I drink a normal amount, a couple of cups per day. But there's definitely days where I feel like I'm just drinking a lot of coffee just to kind of get through, and I was having crashes throughout the day. I'm certainly not an expert on any of this stuff, so maybe somebody can come here and tell me that caffeine's fine. This isn't the cause of any of it. But it's one thing I can do to eliminate potential problems and at least give myself a chance to feel better. So that's it. So I haven't had any coffee yesterday. I haven't had any coffee this morning. I'm staying away from energy drinks. I'm staying away from tea. I'm doing this cold turkey as well. I'm not trying to wean myself off. So yesterday, the reason why I didn't do the stream yesterday was because I had a massive headache after work, and I had to lay down and take a nap. And I also hit a bit of a point today too where I was just like, I just was not functioning very well. So hopefully I can get over this hump, and I'm going to be tracking my progress on here. This isn't part of the normal Coin Geek stuff, so this isn't gaming related at all, except that I missed the stream. So I am feeling much better today. I still feel foggy, but I can tell that like my heart doesn't feel like as messed up. So definitely think cutting out the caffeine was helpful. So anyway, just wanted to give you guys an update. Appreciate any thoughts and prayers or advice. If you have any advice that you want to leave me, feel free to drop it in the comments. I'd love to hear if any of you guys have gone through some of the same things. But I appreciate you all, and until next time, leave a coin on the cabinet for you. Take care.